Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I answer my phone a lot too. My name is John Fanning, and I am the Veteran Service Officer for the Kane 1 office in Elgin. I would like to thank you for joining us here today as we honor U.S. Army veteran John Carr as the state of Illinois Veteran of the Month for January. If you are able to stand, please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You can be seated. Before we get started, I'd like to point out a few special guests that we have here today. From the 84th District, State Representative Stephanie Kifowit. From the 95th District, State Representative Mike Fortner. A longtime friend to veterans in Kane County from Congressman Randy Holkgren's office, Ruth Richardson. Ben Markham, a legislative aide for State Senator Jim Oberweis. Tammy Anderson, the superintendent of the DeKalb County Veterans Assistance Commission. And all the numerous county board members in Kane that have come down today to honor John. Mr. Lawson?
Yes.
And here to welcome this entire group and provide some remarks is the chair of the county board, Mr. Chris Lawson.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Is this, can you hear me all right? Can you hear me then? Okay. Thank you very much for coming out today. This is, it's a proud day for Kane County. One of its finest is being honored by more than 12.5 million people in the state of Illinois. So the Veteran of the Month, 12.5 million people are celebrating today our very own John Carr. It's a wonderful thing. On behalf of 515,000 people and citizens of Kane County, I would also like to congratulate and express our appreciation and joy for the honor that John's receiving today. You know, I've seen John written about as a hero in many publications, and I also know that John would be the last person to describe himself that way, as so many people in this room who have served our country would be the last to describe. You know, a hero is not the person who talks about great things, but a person who does the great thing and after being wounded, after being hurt, continues to move forward. And if there's one word that summarizes John Carr's life, I think that it is service to his country and to his fellow man. There's really two main areas that John has done such a wonderful job. It's both mind and body. You know, for the spirit of the people who have fought for our country and their families, the vision, and then all the enormous amount of work that goes into building a memorial to all those who have fought for our country. There is not a month that goes by that I don't have someone, especially in the summertime. You know, I'll be leaving from work and there will be someone who's walking back up to the parking lot from the monument who will come by and deep in thought about someone in their family who was lost. And the comfort that brings, that they've been recognized. You know, many of you here know Bob Moga. It's like every year at about Pearl Harbor Day, Bob's brother, older brother, was killed on that day. Not at Pearl Harbor, but in another action that occurred, I don't know if it was the Philippines. It was another place where the Japanese had done this surprise attack. But I mean, it's like, I mean, I count up the years. It's got to be 70 years later. I mean, Bob was just a boy when he lost his brother, but he comes up walking up the hill, and there's still a tear in his eye. So it's a wonderful thing for you to have provided the vision and all the work, and there's so many people who work together, and you brought us all together, and that monument is so important for the spirit. But you know, it's hard to sustain our spirits when the body, not as strong as our spirit, needs help. And so the benefits that the Veterans Assistance Commission provides in every county in the state is so important. So, you know, the grinding it out, the reason why people who go into the armed services go through the drills and march and the discipline of grinding it out, the idea of when veterans come back, I know that you know better than I do, that people who have served the country and have gone to war and come back, no one comes back not injured, not hurt, either physically or mentally. And so it is up to us to provide that comfort, to make sure that the benefits are there. And for a person and his team and all of his colleagues who work so hard to provide all those benefits, it's strength in mind, spirit, and then also in body. So I'd like you to join me in congratulating John. You've done a wonderful job. We're very happy that you're being honored by more than 12.5 million people in the state of Illinois.
Thank you, Mr. Lawson. Quickly, I'd like to read an overview of the Veteran of the Month Award. The Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs and the Veteran of the Month Award honors the work of veterans whose contributions are above and beyond the call of duty as they dedicate their time and energy to assist their fellow veterans and service members. I feel like I'm blocking you. Nominees are evaluated based on their achievements as well as the extent to which their contributions have aided, benefited, and provided inspiration to other veterans. In addition, nominees must have received an honorable discharge from the U.S. military and reside in Illinois. This award has a very special meaning. It provides our department, as well as the government of Illinois, with an opportunity to showcase the value of community services exemplified by our veterans. Our veterans understand the value of service and sacrifice for the greater good. They've lived it. Through their past experiences, they've embodied this virtue to the greatest extent. For us at the IDVA, that sends an extremely powerful, enduring message regarding the value of service, whether it be service to one's country, one's family, friends, neighbors, or community. The examples set by our veterans illustrate how far individuals are willing to go in order to help their fellow citizens. Both on and off of the battlefield, veterans exemplify the meaning of selfless courage and compassion. In this way, they are the exact role models we need in our communities. As tradition, the group that nominates the Veteran of the Month speaks. The Kane County Veterans Assistance Commission nominated John, and they've asked Tom Benson to speak as the nominator. Come on up, Tom.
I told John when he left that our relationship is the longest I've had since my parents. He's outlasted 2 marriages and 3 kids. It was a pleasure working for John. He really taught me a lot, and he really helped a lot of veterans in this office. There probably wasn't a week that went by that I didn't have somebody tell me what a good guy John was and how much he helped them with their benefits and helped them get their life back on track. It's going to be hard to replace you. Jake's doing a good job right now, but you know, you're a hard man to replace. It's been a pleasure working for you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Now to honor John. Today we're here to honor Mr. Carr for his numerous contributions and his steadfast commitment to the Illinois veteran community. To tell us more about our honoree and to present the governor's proclamation, please welcome Rodrigo Garcia, Assistant Director of the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs.
Well, good morning. How are we doing today? Excellent, excellent. As we know, we have a nice snowy day outside, so we definitely don't want to keep you here for too much longer. But I just want to tell you a few comments as I was reading over John's nomination a couple months ago, as we were assessing how we wanted to move forward, because we received tons of applications from various parts of the state, Southern Illinois, Central Illinois, from Chicago, South Side, North Side. So you get all kinds of generations, all kinds of various diverse experiences, and you have to understand that here in the state of Illinois, we have approximately somewhere between 800,000 to 1 million veterans, and we chose one for this month. So we can truly say that, at least for this month, John is 1 in a million. Yeah, so he can actually take that title. Now, we also have to realize that, you know, this is a perfect month, because coming off a week where we celebrated Martin Luther King and what he stood for, which was service, a service to their community. And we can see that John is a true testament of that service, of that spirit to his community, that legacy of service, that when he comes home and people thank him, they may be thanking him for his military service, but his service never stopped. It continued. It continued in the form of community service and to its veterans community, to his own community, to his family and his loved ones. And it's this testament, it's this legacy of service that continues to distinguish the veteran community from others. It is one that it's a community that, when empowered and given the proper resources and given the proper support, in years past has produced wealth, has produced knowledge, has produced much else. One just neat look at, you know, what the World War II generation did. Not only did they produce over a dozen senators, over 24 Pulitzer Prize winners, over several Nobel Peace Prize winners, 3 Supreme Court justices, 3 U.S. presidents, and so forth. Unfortunately, the generations that passed since then have not been given the same accord. However, as a military veteran myself who served in both Iraq and Afghanistan, I can tell you that I came home to a different environment. And why is that? Well, that's because I would be remiss if I didn't mention that generations past, including many of you that are in this room and John, ensured that generations that would come before us or after them would not peril and would not fall by the wayside. And that is why the contributions of people like John is important and vital for each community. They ensure that they stay vibrant, and they ensure that we care for thy neighbor. I'm going to read you now a proclamation by the governor of Illinois. And it's a lengthy one, so you're going to have to bear with me. But I can tell you that when I was appointed to this position by the governor, one of the things that he asked me was to ensure that Joe Citizen out there had a voice in this administration in terms of the veteran community. And we've gone north, south, east, and west. And I can tell you that you can look upon whether you are a citizen here today, if you're a veteran, or if you're part of a veteran organization, or if you're part of Veteran Assistance Commission, and anywhere in the state of Illinois. I hope that you can look towards IDVA and our 1,300 plus employees as partners to ensure that veterans are taken care of now and in the decades ahead. So I'm going to present to you now this proclamation, and it reads, presented this 22nd day of January 2014, whereas Mr. John Carr is a United States Army veteran, we won't hold that against him, who honorably served over 2 years, including a tour of duty in the Vietnam War, And whereas Mr. Carr earned numerous awards and decorations for his service, including the Bronze Star Medal, the Purple Heart Medal, the Air Medal, the Army Commendation Medal, the Good Conduct Medal, the National Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, the Vietnam Cross of Gallantry with Palm, the Vietnam Civil Actions Honors Medal, the Vietnam Campaign with 1960 device, the Combat Infantryman's Badge, the Expert Badge Rifle, the Sharpshooter Badge Automatic Rifle, and whereas since his honorable discharge from the U.S. Army in 1972, Mr. Carr has continued to serve his fellow veterans through a wide variety of roles and activities, including service with the Veterans Assistance Commission of King County, first as a hospital caseworker in 1974, and then as superintendent for 36 more years beginning in 1977, whereas Mr. Carr has exhibited exemplary commitment to his local community through various volunteer and civic activities, including serving as past president of the Illinois Association of County Veteran Assistance Commission, serving as the designated veterans representative on numerous local and regional councils, and holding long-standing memberships with various and numerous veteran service organizations. And whereas being a current resident of Illinois, residing in Batavia, Mr. Carr continues to serve the residents of his state and his community. Therefore, be it resolved by the state of Illinois that we congratulate Mr. John Carr for being honored as Veteran of the Month in the state of Illinois for January 2014, and be it further resolved that we thank Mr. Carr for his continued dedication and steadfast commitment to the Illinois veteran community. Signed hereunto, Pat Quinn, Governor from the great state of Illinois. Mr. John Carr, we are in your debt.
I'd like to thank Mr. Garcia for this presentation, and please convey my sincere thank you to the director. I know it's a cold day today, so I'm very proud and humbled that everyone came out today to be with me during this ceremony, and thank you. I've been pretty fortunate, I understand that if you do something you enjoy, you never have to work a day in your life. I wasn't quite that fortunate, but pretty close. Pretty close. I enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed being able to work with veterans one-on-one and their spouses in order to secure benefits they are rightfully entitled to. And I enjoyed dinging the VA when they were wrong. And occasionally, it took some time. I had one case that lasted 10 years before they were finally awarded. So those individuals who then were able to get the benefits that they earned, and that's a big difference with veterans compared to many other special interest groups. They earned those benefits. And we're able to get those, and not only did it have an impact on the veteran, it had an impact on all of us. Why? They're spending that money in the county, they're maintaining their homes, they're shopping in the local community. So there is a residual effect as all of us as citizens of King County. So we felt there was that, being able to do that in order to provide those benefits. Now, I cannot do it and did not do it alone. I had a very good staff that helped me. Tom, Steve, Truman, all worked very hard in our office, and we worked as a team, which makes a great difference when you work as a team, because then you're able to accomplish so much. I'd like to thank Jake for his nomination for this award. I never really thought of myself as someone who would get this type of award because I never was looking for any recognition. My job was to work for the veteran. My job was to secure those benefits My job was to give them the opportunity for those benefits that they deserve, and to provide a helping hand, if at all possible, whether it was financial assistance or just talking with them, which sometimes that was the best thing to do. You know, in this complicated world, it's sometimes difficult to know where to start. And sometimes just being the starting point was enough to get them on the right road. And if it took a little extra to do that, our staff was willing to do it. So this is not just an award for me, it's a reward for my staff as well, who worked very hard with me to ensure that those veterans are able to receive the benefits. I'm humbled. I thank you. It is much appreciated. And I look forward to continue occasionally popping in to keep them on track over there. Though I will admit I am enjoying my retirement. My blood pressure's gone down 30 points. A little less stressed than there used to be. But I do appreciate this award. Be sure to thank the director for me. I am humbled, and I thank you.
I'm also going to be giving Mr. Carr here a letter expressing the gratitude for his tireless efforts from Senator Dick Durbin, as well as a state flag for obviously his service to the state of Illinois. Now I'm going to allow John to close out the ceremony, and I believe then you can give further instructions from there. Here you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Carr, Mr. Garcia. For those of you familiar with the veterans community, you're not going to find two people talking back to back who've done as much for veterans as these two that I've seen. So it's quite an honor to be able to hear them both. In the back, they're going to have refreshments that the Veteran Assistance Commission has set up. So please, everyone's welcome to have that. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you for coming. This concludes our ceremony. On behalf of the state of Illinois and the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs, thank you for being here to help us honor Mr. Carr as our January 2014 Veteran of the Month. Thank you again, and please, one more round of applause for Mr. John Carr.